Happy Friday nights, Lowco Sports fans. Welcome to another edition of Lowco Pigskin Live here on Week 10. West Kerr batting the point tonight alongside my guy, Tim Alonzo. Tim, it is a good night to be a May River Shark. Oh, it was a feeding frenzy in the tank, and we just went final. It's May River 56, Buford 14 as the Sharks roll past the Eagles. Dominant performance from Coach Bonneville's squad. So the Sharks take care of business at home. They bounce back from the loss of Hilton Head. Meanwhile, the Seahawks making another statement, 58-6 soap over Colleton County. We are in running clock mode in the fourth quarter. The Seahawks on their way to another victory at home as they set their sights on Buford next week. And the Seahawks right now are looking the part in this region. And then the other big one in 6-4A, the Bobcats of Bluffton on top, 24-14 over the Bishop England battling Bishops. Cordell Holly picks up a rushing score. They're up by 10 late in the third quarter. So those Region 6-4A games, some important ones over there. And May River, not much of a surprise, although in terms of the margin of victory, I'm shocked that they went up quickly and as efficiently as they did. Buford certainly looked a little undermanned tonight, and they had no answer for that powerful Shark ground game.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
go ahead.
You were at May River, right, Wes?
I was there.
Yeah, I was over at Hilton Head. I mean, two huge wins for both teams. May River coming off that loss to Hilton Head last week, where Hilton Head beat them at their own game, ran the ball down their throats the whole game. And then Hilton Head with another just huge win. I mean, not huge, but commanding is the word I'd used.
Yeah, terrific game from Johnston. He got started. Gage Duncan was phenomenal once again on both sides of the ball and that run defense. And the way they were able to shut down Buford, Samari Bonds, a couple of explosive plays. Other than that, there was not much doing for that Eagle offense. The Sharks picked them off twice. Duncan was a big part of that, and that run game just tenacious all night long. 56-14 your final. Battling Bishops answer back. It's a 3-point game. We got a good one over there. Bluffton clinging to a 24-21 lead with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that one. Over at Hampton, the Whale Branch Warriors. The Whale Branch Warriors hosting Hampton is a 24-14 lead for the Hurricanes. So as the JJ said last night, a tight one over there in Seabrook. Whale Branch hanging in there, but still they're down 10 to the Hampton County Hurricanes, looking to bounce back after falling last week to Barnwell in that region. So an important one there. Unfortunately, not looking great for our Battery Creek Dolphins, down 39-7. Not sure if that's a final, but 39-7. Orangeburg Wilkinson with the advantage over there. The Bruins taking care of the Battery Creek Dolphins. As I said, Hampton County up over Whale Branch 24-14 in Seabrook in the fourth quarter. Hardyville and Branchville, it's a tight one. Canes hanging in there. Branchville 22, Hardyville 20 with 9:35 to go. So good showing so far from the Hurricanes if they can look to pull out a win over there. Over on the Skeeza side of things, looking at some scores, Hilton Head Christian Academy have 21-0 last time we checked over JP2. Certainly you expect them to put up a little more points, but the defense showing their part over there. Hilton Head Christian Academy rolling over JP2, so not much of a surprise in that one. Colleton Prep, impressive 31-12 over Dorchester Academy. I thought that one was going to be a tight one, but the Warhawks showing some grit on the road. So great to see that from Colleton Prep. Greg Langdale squad looking really strong as we get towards the end of the season. Do not sleep on this Colleton Prep team. going forward. Excellent performance there from the Warhawks. Still looking for some other scores throughout the Lowco in the Skiza ranks. We mentioned Colleton Prep. I'm looking for some others. We got Patrick Henry Orangeburg Prep going on tonight. If we can find an update there, we have Carolina Academy Thomas Hayward, BA Andrew Jackson, Holly Hill Academy and Cross Schools, and then earlier we had a contest, the Afternoon Delight Hilton Head Prep against Christian Academy Myrtle Beach, and it was all Dolphins, 56-13. So a key region for Hilton Head Prep. Great to see that after the kind of did not get it going last time they were at home. We had an update 35-6 Hilton Head Christian Academy in the fourth quarter. HHGA appears on their way to a win over the JP2 Golden Warriors. So that's to be expected. But Hilton Head Prep with an important victory in region play as they knock off in convincing fashion the Saints of Myrtle Beach Christian. So that's where we are right now, heading down the stretch in Bishop, England, which looks like it's the most captivating game right now, although that Richville Hardyville game, and should see how that finishes. But 58-6 in last report. Hilton Head, Troy Timko in that run game has been pounding the Cougars all night. They are in control of that one. But I want to talk about this May River win because, my goodness, I was really impressed by the way the Sharks showed out. Andrew Johnson, I said, got the ball rolling early, but then just tenacious defense all night. And that second quarter, it was all Sharks. I look back to that play where it looked like they were in field goal range, and they brought the special teams unit out. They brought the kicking unit out. They called timeout. They brought the offense back on the field, and Sharks have not thrown it much. They've kept it on the ground, but they snuck up on the Buford Eagles, and Tanner Macy with the beautiful throw to Johnson in the end zone to make it 21-7. And then Haskins with just a incredible grown man touchdown run plowing through defenders. And by then, it was pretty much lights out for the Eagles at that point. Gage Duncan with the exclamation mark on a long touchdown scamper. He broke away from the defense and made it 35-7. At that point, it was pretty much all done at the tank as May River cruised at home. But what a bounce back win, and there were, it was tough to see what happened last week at Hilton Head for the Sharks, but getting back at home and just really getting back to business and doing what they do best, to run the football. So how you like this May River team? An important win back at their place, and now you get ready for the next one, which is the Bluffton Bowl against the Bobcats.
Yeah, that should be a thriller. I'm real excited for that one. I ended up writing an article about that one.
Very nice.
But yeah, that should be an awesome game. I'm excited to see just the kind of clashing offensive schemes, I guess. Bluffton's more of that air raid.
Oh my goodness. The Canes go up with 19 seconds to go with Thrain Jimenez from 45 yards, true down the middle. The Canes looking to pull off the win over Branchville. They're up by 1 with 19 seconds to go. What a win that would be for Hardyville if they hang on, and what a kick from Jimenez. So they are 19 seconds away from a momentous victory. Meanwhile, Hilton Head final 65-6, laying a pounding tonight on the Colleton County Cougars. They are looking strong heading into a matchup with Beaufort next week, and the Bridge Bowl looming in 2 weeks from now, which could possibly be for the region championship. We'll have to see what happens in that Bluffton Bishop England game. Meanwhile, a crazy one between the Patrick Henry Patriots and the Orangeburg Prep squad, and right now 34-28. Patrick Henry trails, stopped on a field goal. Then they ended up scoring on a Michael Tucker Mathis run. And then looks like an onside kick recovery. They threw a pick. And now Orangeburg Prep has it on Patrick Henry's 25 with 3:44 to go. So not looking too great now for the Patriots. It's looks like it's Orangeburg Prep's ball with the lead, and they have it in Patriot territory. So Patrick Henry going to have to come up with a big stop here to find a way to get back in this one. But Orangeburg Prep with the advantage. Man, it's great to be a Seahawk fan right now, and they showed tonight that this team is for real. Obviously, you'd expect them to win this one, but by the margin of victory that we've seen, 65-6, absolutely poured on.
Oh yeah,
They look like they are a strong squad, not just in this region, but a competitive team. Once you get to playoffs, by the way, the formula that they've shown, and by that strong defense, they are going to be a tough out the rest of the way. I'm already marking my calendar for that Bridge Bowl. Certainly still business to do first, but what a story this BJ Payne team has been in 2024.
oh yeah. I mean, they looked awesome tonight, clicking on all cylinders. Raniszewski looked awesome. Timko looked awesome. The defense as a whole looked awesome. I mean, there's really no critiques I had from what I saw from them tonight. I mean, it's a completely different team from how they came out the first couple weeks of the year. They've just hit another gear, and I think in perfect time for playoffs.
I am very impressed by the way that Raniszewski has kind of fit in at quarterback. Did you see a lot for him, or did they just able to use that run game and rely on the ground attack tonight?
Nah, he had a couple really big pass plays. I mean, they were doing a little bit of everything. Last week against May River, they really focused on the run. But tonight, they were doing a little bit of everything. And, I mean, I know he threw for at least one touchdown that I saw. It was a good 27-yarder, I think it was. And that was a fade route, back corner of the end zone, really good throw. And, yeah, I mean, just that whole team as a whole, they're firing on all cylinders. I think if you're Bluffton or just anyone in that region, I'm watching out for an upcoming matchup against Hilton Head because they've got a fire going under them now, and I think if they can keep it going, they could really make a run in that region, especially going against the May Rivers and the Bluftons and Beauforts.
JJ is here to join us, and we can put him in here. Man, how about those Canes? Some last-minute heroics from the kicker, Jimenez. 19 seconds to go, and they're up by 1.
Waiting on a final on that. We got just a few seconds left. I'm on my way home now, so I'll be joining you guys in full effect here shortly. But, yeah, just got the report. Ephraim with the big field goal. We've been waiting on him. And I just got the text. You can play that beautiful sound, Wes. It's a final. Canes win, baby. Canes win, 23-22.
Big time win.
Here we go. Here we go.
There it is.
There we go.
For the Canes. Love it.
Yeah. Again, the Hardyville Hurricanes with a dramatic walk-off victory. I mean, close to it. There were 19 seconds to go when Jimenez knocked in the game-winning field goal from 45 yards out.
You got to pause that, buddy, or it's going to keep playing.
Okay.
It goes on a loop.
Deserved multiple fanfares with that Hardyville victory. How about those Canes, man? Terrific win. I don't think I picked them, but I am happy to see Hardyville getting the job done there. So fantastic win for the Canes. And
I tell you what, man, last night I said I hope, but I picked Branchville. But I'll tell you what, when the boys got to school this morning, they were fired up. The attitude was great. They felt really confident. The biggest thing is we got 2 really key pieces back. Trent Alston, our center, he broke his finger against Whale Branch and had been out since then. Finally got him back, and he's a senior. He's an animal. And then Jermaine Washington came back too. He had been playing left tackle, broke his wrist against Hilton Head, had been out since then. Came back playing tight end tonight. They went heavy on the line, and obviously the game plan worked out in their favor. Ephraim with that big 45-yard field goal. They've been telling me all year this guy can make it from 50 plus. He's going to be the 1A soccer player of the year. You can put me on record.
Talk about press kick too with the game,
Right.
Game on the line.
What's that?
Yeah, that's we talk about pressure kick with the game on the line.
Oh, no doubt.
Nails it.
No doubt about it. That's big time, man. That's ice in his veins. I can't wait to see him. No school on Monday, but I can't wait to see him on Tuesday. And, congratulations.
Oh, no school Monday to see a party on Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Party on Tuesday, yes sir. But how about them Sharks? They look really good tonight.
Oh yeah, Tim, it's a good night to be a River fan. Good night to be. They're rocking over there.
Oh yeah.
Big section. Love it.
Well, it was their homecoming night. That's right.
Yeah, it was, and they showed up in a big way. And just looking at all cylinders, that run game was fantastic.
Oh yeah. I mean, that run game, since they brought it out week 2. Since then, it's been a gold mine for them.
It really has. And Johnson's been a big piece, but we've seen some others really fill in and get the job done on the ground. Man, Gage Duncan, he is him. He is a beast. No matter what side of the ball he's playing on, that guy is just a tremendous competitor and an unbelievable athlete out there. And just he keeps making plays. That guy is something special for the Sharks. Love watching what he can do. Tanner Macy looked good out there. Had an excellent throw to Johnson for 6 points. Which really put some distance between them and Buford on the scoreboard. All in all, just a fantastic man. Ethan Sprinkle holding it down at linebacker. He looked really good, among many others. Just a clinical performance from the Sharks to rebound from a tough showing last week at Hilton Head, and that's an important win. You really want to get that one. Kind of assures you, I would assume at this point, a spot, even if you get that first seed. I think it's pretty likely that you'll find yourself a spot in the playoffs at that point. So, an important win for the Sharks. Unfortunately for Buford, it's not looking great right now. They look a little depleted. They had a key injury early, and they just don't have the horses right now, and they're not, unfortunately, not looking in great shape at the moment as they get ready for next week. So, it's tough saying that for Buford, but man, this region is really shaping up to be an epic finish down the stretch. So, Main River will improve to 3-1. Hilton Head will be 2-1, and got some more. We got a lot more updates to talk to you about here. We mentioned that those regions where we mentioned Hilton Head final. Still waiting for another update from the Orangeburg Prep and Patrick Henry game, and Carlton Prep laid it down on Dorchester Academy. They are in line for a dominant victory, 38-12, with just 1:59 to go. So a heck of a performance from the Warhawks. They are looking terrific. As I mean, this is not the team you want to play in the postseason. Getting it done on the road at Dorchester. So big props here to the Warhawks of College and Prep. Once again, going through the scores so far that we've gotten. Main River taking care of business at home, 56-14 over the Buford Eagles. Over at the Nest, 65-6. Hilton Head over Colleton County, and last time we checked, Bluffton holding on by 3 with 9 minutes to go. Bernie Sanchez is giving us some updates over there. Be a huge victory for the Bluffton Bobcats if they hang on, and they're trying to stay unbeaten. They'll go to 3-0 in 6 play with still Main River and Hilton Head left play. Obviously, looking like two of the top teams. Bluffton is showing that they're right there. So I'm excited to see how that one finishes up. As
Yep.
we said, not looking great for Battery Creek, 39-7 in favor of Orangeburg. Wilkinson, Whale Branch Hampton. That's looking to be a good one, or at least it still is at this point. It was a 10-point game last time we checked over there with the Hampton County Hurricanes on top. Some more scores. Buford Academy, 49-0 shutout win over Andrew Jackson Academy. Pretty much what we expected there. Eagles take care of business, and then Thomas Hayward running over the Carolina Academy, 51-6. So not surprising, both those teams taking care of those squads they're facing tonight. And we can get to it here.
We got a final.
We have another final. It's the Hampton County Canes 31 and the Whale Ranch Warriors 38-21. Hampton County over the Warriors of Whale Branch. So after a loss last week to the Barnwell Horses, it's a Hurricanes win on the road in Seabrook. So Hampton County trying to get the number 2 seed in that region in Class 2A. And that's what they need to bounce back and win. And they did with a solid effort by Whale Branch, kind of keeping it close. But Hampton showing a little too much there at the end and pulling away for the road victory. So good one there for the Hurricanes. They have they started out pretty strong this year, but a couple of tough losses. I mean, there's no shame in losing to Hilton this year. That's a really
It's a good team.
really good Seahawks squad. Yeah, very, very good team. So Seahawks are looking the part. As I said, they blew out Colleton County, but for Hampton, that's one they need to take care of. So yeah, it looks like they will get that number 2 seed in the region.
Yep.
Yeah, that should be that's their last region game. So they're done into the playoffs. Unless they got another one before then. That was I believe their final region game.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. So they'll get the 2 seed, and so unfortunately falls short of getting, because they could have gotten home field advantage throughout the playoffs, or at least throughout the lower state playoffs if they would have beaten Barnwell. But you still get a chance, and you'll get home games at least for the first round, and then see what happens past then. But Hampton still looking like a top 10 squad, and which should be a kind of a wide open 2A classification. But there are definitely some very good teams, including Berkeleysville, and some others at the top. But nice win there on the road for the Kings. So that's another one down, and it keeps going on and off. But we have final. We actually have 2 more finals. Unfortunately, Orangeburg Prep 40, Patrick Henry 28, and very similarly to what we've seen from the same story as a couple of other games, couldn't finish. Had a shot, unfortunate, couldn't close it out as the Patriots lose by 12. And another final just coming in here. Colton Prep 38, Dorchester 12. A fantastic road victory for the Warhawks.
Oh yeah.
I am all in on this Greg Langdale coach team. That is quite a road victory.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a huge win tonight. Several of you, somebody picked it, right? I
think somebody picked it. And I definitely several of you picked it, but I did not because I was like I got burned too many times by Dorchester, not picking Dorchester in the past, so I had to Charger. He'll be back here shortly, but I'm going to try to get us updated with scores in the ticker here.
Mhm.
Interesting night to say the least.
100%.
Couple of blowouts that I maybe didn't anticipate being as lopsided as they were, including May River just mollywhopping Buford.
Yeah.
That game, it looked like it was going to go back and forth early, the way it started, and then all of a sudden, May River got a break, and it was like when great champion at Wimbledon's getting pressed by somebody early, and then they break serve and they just don't lose another game. It was like that. It was, man. Once they saw an opening, they took it. I did see as I was pulling in the driveway an update. Bishop England scored with around 2 minutes to go to take a 28-24 lead on Bluffton, and that was the last update. Was approximately 2 minutes to go. So Bobcats will have a chance to answer that and try to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah.
Timmy had to peace out. He was having trouble with his Wi-Fi and had to get going in the morning. It's a final. Carleton Prep 38-12 over Dorchester Academy. So sound the alarms. Jubilant fanfare for Carleton Prep, knocking off previously undefeated Dorchester Academy 38-12. Huge win for them.
Are you all in on this Carleton Prep team as a state title contender and winning after what we saw tonight?
I do. Yeah. I mean, I think they have to be. I think I already kind of hinted that I might be last night, especially if they won this game. But I think you have to be the way they're playing right now. They're a different team than they were to start the season.
I mean, can you imagine this team facing Thomas Hayward right now?
I'd like to see. I'd kind of like to see that
compared to what they
rematch.
were-
I mean, I think Thomas Hayward would probably beat him again, but I don't know that for sure. Thomas Hayward rolled tonight too, though. They absolutely stomped.
Yeah, they did.
Carolina Academy. What did I say it was?
But I mean, there was a
51
time
to
when we
6.
thought maybe Carleton Prep might not get back to this. So, I mean, we saw them at the beginning of the year, and we thought they were really strong, and then they had a bunch of injuries. We weren't sure if they were ever going to be able to recover in time before the playoffs come around. And
Final.
they're back in it. They're
your
full strength.
Eagles, Max. Your Eagles finished it off 42-6, the final for HHCA on homecoming night.
I was
on my way out of there.
I
was on my way out of there, but then I saw Max, and he introduced me to his dad, and he introduced me to his friend, and about 15 minutes later, Jessica came over and wanted to interview me for WHHI, and then I went back over to say bye to those guys, and 5 minutes after that, I was finally on my way to the car. So, sorry to leave you hanging, Wes, but it took me about half an hour to leave there, which is sort of customary for me. I am still. Were you working on scores, Wes?
What was the final for Christian?
Yeah,
42?
despite that.
Or what do you say?
16.
It was.
Or 6. Sorry, 42-6.
42-6.
42-6. Okay, all right.
Yep.
Despite that score, I'm a little worried for Hill Knight Christian Academy right now.
It was still competitive for a good while.
Yeah. Here's the thing that I liked from JP2. They opened up their passing game. They threw more passes than they did run the football in the first half, and I liked it. And I'm thinking, why didn't they do this earlier in the season? Because if they did that earlier in the season where they opened up their passing game, it would have been much more difficult to guard that team. Because I think they got a passing game there. It may not be a great passing game, but it's a passing game, and it worked against Christian tonight, despite the
score. They got some weapons. Well, and like a couple of times they got, they got a ticky-tack PI call, when they threw it up there. So good things can happen when you throw it up there if you put it in the right spot. I think they just got a little gun shy because they got so many picked off that they kind of stopped stop feeding the passing game a little bit for a while.
Yeah, and
but,
that's what makes me worried about Hilton Head Christian Academy is they don't have a
Oh.
great passing defense right now, or at least from what I saw tonight. They don't have a good enough
Okay.
pass defense to be able to compete.
It has gone final on Daniel Island. Bishop England beats Bluffton 28-24. So Bluffton takes their first region loss, which means
Hot
that the
seconds.
region is now really complicated the next couple of weeks.
Bring up you may have
Yeah.
to bring out the calculators at the end of this.
Yeah, babes is right. The old Midwest goodbye. The 30-minute goodbye. That's exactly what it was.
I'm just yeah. That's
So
a
yeah,
tough
we had a
one.
Donnybrook on Daniel
Close.
Island.
Yeah, Buford had a lead
There must
late.
be something. There must be something in the atmosphere over at Daniel Island because I swear, whatever team ends up going there, they can't seem to get a win. Like May River was the one team that was able to get a win at
Yeah.
Bishop England, and the other two
They
teams
smoked
was
them.
Hilton Head, who's a very good Hilton Head team, and a very good Bluffton team, and they could not seem to
So
beat Bishop England in Daniel Island.
so Bluffton, May River, and Hilton Head each have one loss, and Bluffton plays May River next week.
Right.
So one of them will get a second loss, and if it's May River, then it'll be Bluffton and Hilton Head for the region championship the next week. Although Bishop England's all got one loss
Right.
as well.
Ooh.
So, but those two would be playing for at least a share of the region championship if Bluffton were to beat May River. If May River were to beat Bluffton, then May River would need Bluffton to beat Hilton Head, give them a second loss because Hilton Head has tiebreaker on May River. So there's gonna be a tangled web. We may have Sharks rooting for Bobcats at some point in the near future. That's how weird it could get.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be remarkable. Let's get
Well,
weird
I'm
with
sure
it, boys.
Sharks fans are happy right now.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Golly.
they had their shot against Bluffton anyway, so it doesn't totally impact them that much with them. But then you still got Hilton Head's going to play Beaufort and Bluffton, right? I mean, the way Beaufort is looking right now, it feels like that should be a win for Hilton Head.
Yeah. Sure.
So I think they may be in
Yeah, no,
control of their
Buford's
destiny
cooked. I
going
think
into that
Buford's
Bluffton
cooked at
game.
this point. Yeah, I
Buford,
think
yeah,
Buford's
I
cooked
agree.
at this point.
Mm.
I agree with that.
I think
I'll
because I
help
thought
you
that
out
was
with
going to
this,
be a
Wes.
closer game against
Yeah.
May River for Beaufort, and they just got absolutely mollywopped against by May River. So I mean, I've lost all faith in Beaufort at this point, which is unfortunate because I really was excited to see this really good, really solid Beaufort team this season, and that just wasn't the case. They caught the injury bug, and the injuries never seemed to stop for Beaufort this season.
Yeah.
So,
Boy, they didn't. I mean,
their
I
playoff-
looked out there tonight, and it was not the big beefy defense that I remembered seeing at all. Will Cotting is a big dude. They had one big dude on the defensive line, but everybody else looked a little out of place, a little undersized. Like I think the injuries have really just decimated them. But it is what it is. Sometimes you have a season like that, and sometimes it do be like that, as they say.
Yep.
But I think Buford's cooked. I don't think there's anything left in the tank there.
Yeah, it seems like they were a little depleted last night, and it just they weren't able to get the stops on defense. Maybe we just overpowered them at the line, and that run game was a little too much. And I'll say Will Cotty, what a heck of a player he is. He was trying his hardest out there, among some others, but the depth just wasn't there compared to what we have seen in the past for the Eagles. So. It's shocking to see where Buford is right now, but it just hasn't been there enough. Injuries have certainly taken a big toll for this Buford squad, in 2024. But
well, and the drop passes too. I mean, how many times tonight did they drop passes that he put on them?
Right.
There were a couple that. There was a touchdown pass that they dropped when it was still in play. The game was still in play. it was rough. It was rough. We got the final on that Patrick Henry game. Did we announce that?
Yes, we did. 28.
Orangeburg Prep 40-28.
40-28.
Yeah. Didn't see that come. I mean, I thought it was possible. They were evenly matched, but I thought Patrick Henry would get them. It was back and forth all night. Weird game, looked like.
Yeah.
Wild and crazy game.
And it's kind of been the story of the season for Patrick Henry, that they have been
sure has.
on the precipice of getting some big wins, but they just haven't been able to close out. And as well as Michael Tucker Mathis is playing, they need other guys to step up if Patrick Henry wants to make a run. And I just don't think they're as deep or talented fully as they were last season at this point. And
No.
Yeah.
They really missed them Fairy boys. They were the heart and soul. Trying to get your highlights together here, Wes, so we can check out some Bay River versus Beaufort highlights here in a minute.
Feeding frenzy.
It was a feeding frenzy. Like I said, like it was kind of pinballing back and forth, and then May River got a stop.
Yeah,
it was a big fourth down.
That was the big play, the fourth down touchdown conversion from Macy to Johnston on the play where they sent out the field goal unit, call a timeout, and then the offense.
Yeah, did they bring? I kind of checked out for a second, and did they bring the field goal team back out, or did they come back out with the offense after?
I think the offense just came back out and
okay,
because they I didn't see it. Yeah,
it almost seemed like it might have been. So I don't know. Maybe this is conspiracy theory, but so when they called that timeout, Bonneville kind of got upset with his assistant who called the timeout, and I don't remember now who it was, but the assistant called the timeout, and Bonneville was like, "Wait, we still had 20 seconds left." So, and then they broke the huddle with the offense and threw the touchdown pass. I wonder if that was a little gamesmanship. Like maybe they were kind of playing that like they were acting like they were mad at each other. Like I don't know. It was curious. It seemed kind of I don't know. Just it seemed kind of odd in retrospect. After they came back out with the offense, it almost seemed like they maybe were trying to create a diversion or something. But I don't know. Speculation, pure speculation. If so, it's clever. It's clever. I think I got some highlights from that game queued up now. It was a good party in the tank tonight. Sammy the Shark looking good. They had a good party going on over there. Good crowd.
Indeed.
My family's reacting loudly to the Dodgers getting out of the 7th with a 1-run deficit, 2-1 Yanks.
Yanks.
There we go. Yeah, Giancarlo went deep. There go the Sharks. Almost got there.
Yeah, he was running wild tonight.
Duncan had a monster game tonight. I don't know what he had stat-wise, but I know every time I looked up, number one was doing something.
That long touchdown run shot out of the can.
Oh,
my God,
gosh.
he's been a beast.
And he had a couple of picks, or at least one pick. Made some plays on D.
I believe that was is that Sprinkle? I think it was
Sprinkle had a pick. Yeah, I think that was the Sprinkle pick, the one over the middle. And then that run by Asa right here. Goodness.
Oh, yeah, Asa. Oh. Wyndham, I mean, just unbelievable.
Asa Haskins. Wyndham's the Pinewood guy. Wyndham's the Pinewood QB.
Yes. That was a heck of a run. He just brought the whole pile with him and plowed ahead into the end zone.
Man, that was big time. I got some good photos of that run. Defense got after it too. I'm telling you, once they got a stop, the defense smelled blood, and they started rolling it up on them boys. And Samari hit a couple of guys that should have caught it, and that probably got in his head a little bit. And then he started kind of just throwing it up. Yeah, that was Duncan off to the races. Yeah, man, that man is having quite a season, and probably going to have a pretty good basketball season too. I'm excited to see what these guys can do. Macy and Duncan in the backcourt for Kyle Bennett's team. That's going to be fun. But they still got a lot of work to do on the football field because they are right in the thick now, tied for at the top of the region, along with Bluffton, Hilton Head, and Bishop England in the loss column.
Yeah,
Bluffton and Hilton Head a
obviously
game
some
behind
teams
in the
will
win
win,
column.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
right, nobody's undefeated. Everyone's lost at least once in the region now, with Bluffton falling to Bishop England. So, yeah, Bluffton 2-1, Hilton Head 2-1, May River 3-1, Bishop England either 3-1 as well. So, it is going to be one heck of a finish. Well, Bishop England, you can pencil in a win against Colleton, so they'll be 4-1 to finish off region play. You would expect there. So it's going to come down. So obviously, May River, they beat Bishop England. Bluffton lost to them. Hilton had lost to them. So Bishop England's going to have a say in this, because they're going to be
Yeah.
So
very much. I mean, they're in control of their own
because
destiny as well. And who do they have left? Colleton.
Because I believe with that,
Is that it? That's all they got, right?
Right. Could that lock just because they have head to head with Bluffton and Hilton Head?
They have head to head over Bluffton and Hilton Head, but they won't end up tied with both of them.
Right.
So, if they'll end up tied they'll most likely end up tied with two teams with one loss.
Right.
Because
right.
One of those teams will lose next week. Although they could end up just tied with Hilton Head if that happened.
Right.
If May River wins next week.
Yeah.
No, because then they'd be tied with May River and Hilton Head.
May River has 2 losses, don't they?
Or actually, no, May River has 1.
They have 3.
They just have.
Yeah, they're 3-1. 3-1.
Yeah, May River has just 1. So if May River wins next week, then Bluffton would have 2. Hilton Head would have 1.
That's because May River.
So yeah, it'll be a 3-way tie. It's going to come down to some kind of point differential,
right?
Which is going to probably favor May River because they beat Bishop England badly.
Yep,
worse than anybody else has beaten anyone else. But I think you break I don't know how you do it. If you break the 3-way tie first, and then it's all about how it's written in the bylaws, the region bylaws.
And then the 2-way. Is it? Yeah, it's with every region.
Usually, you try to break the 3-way tie, and then use head-to-head to decide the other tie break.
Yeah.
So it's usually like whichever one's in as the one. But I've seen it done both ways too. I've seen it where you try to break the 3-way tie by knocking out the bottom one and making them the 3, and then using head-to-head to determine 1-2.
Well,
and I've seen it where you try to determine the 1 seed first. It depends on how it's written in the bylaws.
Yeah.
I believe in using head-to-head to determine the highest tie broken. So I believe in the elimination method of the first tie.
Yeah, your first tiebreaker is using if a team is eliminated, then you start over with the other. That's how it's normally done.
Right. Right. But there's 3 different ways to interpret that too.
Yeah.
So say that the point differentials are 10, 7, and 5. So does the team, all positive?
Right.
Whatever. Right. Does the team with the lowest number get made the 3 seed, and then we use head-to-head to break 1 and 2? Or does that slot all 3 seeds? Or does the 3-way tie get broken to determine the 1 seed, and then we use head-to-head to determine 2 and 3? And if that ain't all spelled out, it gets real murky because people start doing the math all 3 ways and figuring out which one benefits them and lobbying for it. So, man, making those bylaws is no joke. You gotta.
But yeah, like what you're seeing right now is Bishop England's in a good spot. They're most likely, unless something crazy happens, they're going to be 4-1. Bluffton has the 1 loss. May River has the 1 loss. Hilton has the 1 loss. So Bluffton, May River is going to be an important one. And if May River wins that game, they still have, like I said, they have a great shot because they do have head-to-head over Bishop England. But if Bluffton wins, then it could more so favor Bishop. It all depends on, like you said, the tiebreaker is very volatile. It's written down at the high school league handbook, but sometimes it's like different regions have different tiebreakers for some sports. So and each region, and each region has its own. So Yep.
Well, we'll have to dig into that next week or so, figure out what's going on. But I have a treat for us. Have we talked about any sponsors, Mickelson?
We have not. Go ahead.
All right. Well, let's get some in. The show presented by Mickelson Law Firm. Hold on. We might be able to get somebody on here. Hold on a second. I do have a treat after we talk about these sponsors. Mickelson Law Firm presenting the show tonight. Our best sponsor, our oldest sponsor, our all-star sponsor, and they can help you with all your legal needs in downtown Bluffton. They're our official real estate closing attorney and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. Big win for the Eagles tonight on homecoming. Thanks to Mickelson Law Firm for all they do for local sports and for Lowco Sports. We appreciate all their support over the years and hope you'll call on them for your legal needs. Our MVP sponsors, we got Base Hit Life, great apparel company with baseball and softball apparel, all kinds of cool stuff. Great hoodies for this time of year. Check them out at basehitlife.com if you want to live your best base hit life. And Homegrown Home Inspections is our official home inspector. They're the best in the Loco. If you're buying a new home, you got to have that home inspection. If you're building a new home, you got to have the phased inspection. They'll check on it every step of the way, make sure it's built right with Homegrown Home Inspections. And Hospice Care of the Low Country takes care of folks at the end of life. They've got palliative care, hospice care, of course, and free grief counseling, plus much more at Hospice Care of the Low Country, where it's not about dying, it's about living. That's the only not-for-profit hospice in southern Beaufort County. And the USCB Center for Low Country Tourism Education, headed by our friend Coach Beach from the victorious Hilton Head Seahawks tonight. Big win for them. They blew them out. It was rolling. But they got great programs over there, including the USCB Island Ambassadors and Bluffton Ambassador programs. Great way to learn more about the Low Country, the history, the culture, and the place you live, and how you can be a bigger part of it at the USCB Center for Low Country Tourism Education. I promised you a little surprise, and here we go. A little surprise for you. A little post-game interview with the heroic kicker for the Hardyville Hurricanes, Ephraim.
So I'm here
Cool.
with Ephraim Tinoco. Congratulations.
Tinoco.
Game-winning field goal,
I said
45
Jimenez.
yards.
I meant
The
Tinoco.
team was down 2. Did you ever have any doubt? When Dylan caught the ball, did you know it was yours?
Yes, sir. Y'all told me I was gonna get in field goal range, and that's what y'all did. And then from there, I just asked God for help, and then from there, I just trusted my instincts and scored that field goal.
Great snap, great hold.
Yes, sir.
Everybody blocked for you. Total team effort.
Yes, sir.
45 yards. Game-winning field goal. Game-winning field goal.
Yes, sir.
Great kickoffs all night. Great kickoffs all night. Congratulations,
Yep.
Ephraim.
Thank you, sir.
Indeed.
Yes, sir. 45 yards. I've been told he's good from 50 plus in warm-ups. And he asked me sometime next week, hopefully I can do it, but to record his warm-ups and make him a film, because he's starting to think about the prospect of
Yeah.
playing football at the next level if
Ooh.
football doesn't
Hey.
materialize.
Oh,
There's a little more scholarship money and NIL money in the football than the football these days. So, but Ephraim's got a big leg, and obviously he's got some ice in his veins to be able to boot it from
Yep.
a 45-yard field goal under pressure to win the game. So, really proud of that guy. That was my boss doing the interview there. He's picked up a few things.
Hey.
Yeah, sound like a pro for the Canes News. Unfortunately, Gear Babes, he don't get to go to school till Tuesday. We got
Oh.
we got professional development day Monday. You want to carpool over to Ridgeland? But Gearhart starts at the Ville on Monday. Can't wait.
Nice.
But anyway, Coach Rayleigh may try to get on. He said they're in the woods right now, but we may be able to talk to him a little bit later. Battery Creek took it on the chin. Kind of saw that coming with Olsen out. Thankfully, Chase was our correspondent tonight, keeping us posted, but not many good updates tonight for Creek. I didn't see a final yet. I saw 46-13 the last I saw. Maybe final. Nobody has said it's final, but it stayed 46-13 a while. Oh, yeah, it's final. There we go. So Creek Falls tonight in 2A. Whale Branch put up quite a fight, had a lead at halftime 14-10, and let it get away. Hampton was able to right the ship in the second half. Yep, that's what I knew. So we'll find out more about that later on. Unfortunately, Buford's Own was going to stream that one, could not get enough signal out in Seabrook tonight. So once again, I plead with you to tell your representatives, your state representatives, that we have to do something about rural broadband in the state, because if we can't get enough signal to do these kinds of things at our schools, how do you think our kids are going to be able to do like virtual school on the
Right.
days that we don't have school and they're supposedly going to school? Like the rural broadband's a thing
Yep.
that needs to
Right.
be fixed badly. So
Yep.
write your representatives, let them know you want rural broadband, because then we could have, the Hurricanes join us live on the bus. If we had rural
Yeah.
broadband, they'd be good to go.
Exactly.
So we gotta
Exactly.
work on that.
Love it.
So that's the 2A and the 1A. Canes win 23-22, in the losing streak. Canes get a home game next week, homecoming against Allendale Fairfax. So we may take we win that one, go to the playoffs, take a little 2-game win streak in there, see what happens.
Yeah.
Getting people healthy at the right time. It's
Love it.
exciting. So yeah, good stuff. Over on the Skeeza side, Hilton Head Christian Academy pulled away late. I mean, I think that game was far more competitive than 42-6 would indicate. They JP2 hung in there and put a pretty good fight. It was mid third quarter before they got to 21.
Wow.
So they were right there in the game for a good while. Orangeburg Prep 40-28 over Patrick Henry. Thomas Hayward 51-6 over Carolina Academy. I think that's the accurate final. Carleton Prep with the shocker of the night for me, 38-12 over Dorchester, which had previously been undefeated. We talked about it earlier. That puts Carleton right in the mix as one of the top teams in 1A. Buford Academy 49-0 over Andrew Jackson. I think you got to consider them in that mix as well. And the last I heard, it was 42-6 Holly Hill, the Raiders over Cross.
Yeah.
But we'll see if we can't get a final from that. That was still with 5:31 left in the third. So I think the over was gonna hit. I'll have to know the final to let you know if the Stingrays covered. I did set a line earlier. I will not publicize it. But the over was going to hit, I think. If they scored any more points, the over was going to hit. We didn't take any action on it. We were just playing around. But yeah, I think that's all of them, right? What else we got? Anything else? Anything else? So as we look at the standings, then that this definitely impacts the standings. Let me see what I've got here. My internets are a little slow tonight. But so Bluffton takes the L. So they and Hilton Head are technically a half game behind May River and Bishop England. But one of them is guaranteed to win that game. So whoever wins that game is effectively tied with May River and Bishop England. But then May River Bluffton next week is huge. Because if May River whichever one of them loses, it can't win the region championship. Because somebody's going to end up with one loss. Bishop England is going to beat Carleton, so they're going to end with one loss. Hilton Head, assuming they beat Beaufort next week, will have one loss going into the Bluffton game. And then whoever wins next week between Bluffton and May River will have one loss. So, I'm going to have a box score soon from the May River game.
Nice.
Oh, Grant Lassiter coming through.
Heck yeah.
Former Shark, now on staff. Love to see it. And also former child laborer at the USCB baseball and softball concession stand for his dad, who ran it for the Hardyville Barracudas football team. I think they still run it as fundraiser for their program. But Grant was working in there as a young man. Uh-oh. We have activity in the green room. There's a little bustling in the green room. We don't have a camera yet. Mike's still muted, so not sure that that they're fully active yet. But we have a lurker in the green room on a victorious bus ride home. So we'll see if he gets a good enough signal. It's a little dicey out there.
Yeah.
No, we don't have a final from the cross game. Not yet. Waiting on that. He thinks it was 48-6 was the final, in which case I believe that that Stank Rays would have covered my spread. I was giving them 43.5. I think they covered, but the over carried the day. They're almost on 95. The Canes are almost on 95. We're going to have victorious Canes on shortly. All right, let's look at Battery Creek's region. They take the L, so they're going to drop to 1-2. Hanahan was also at 1-2. They beat North Charleston badly tonight. That put them at 1-2. So Battery Creek Hanahan is basically going to decide the 3 seed. So that'll be that. Wish they were getting them at full strength. Without Olson, it's a bit of a uphill climb. But we'll see what happens next week. But the 4 seed would be, that'd be suitable too. Going to the playoffs was the goal this year for Battery Creek. Love to see them win another one and have a more winnable game in the first round, but you hate to see the injury to Olson. They got some dudes though. Derek Smalls, I'm telling you, that man can play. Trying to get him recruited. 2A Barnwell is in command at this point. I'm assuming that they took care of Edisto tonight. That feels like a safe assumption. Lake Marion was idle tonight, so Edisto Lake Marion is going to decide the 4 seed. Hampton now at 1 loss, Whale Branch at 1 loss, but still has to play Barnwell. So you'd think that Hampton most likely locked up the 2 seed tonight. But if Whale Branch somehow knocked off Barnwell, that could make it interesting too. We could have a 3-way tie. So
not ever yet.
Not just yet. In 1A, Hardyville's win tonight, unfortunately, is a non-region win, so it doesn't help them there. But they already knew where they stood there. It's Hardyville, Allendale next week for the 4 spot. Bamberg has essentially locked up the 1 spot, although they still have to play Denmark, which Denmark's not bad. They're getting better. So I think that could be interesting. Ridgeland's got to finish off that game against Allendale next week or in 2 weeks. But they're up 12-0 second quarter, and there's no reason to believe they won't finish that one off. So they should finish second, unless Denmark upsets Bamberg, and then we got a 3-way tie.
Yeah.
So, there's always that caveat. And then Skiza, I don't even know how it works, to be honest with you. Does everybody in this 3A region just automatically make the playoffs since there's only 4?
Yeah, the top 4 in each. Yeah, I would assume
there's
so.
only 4 in the 3A region: Pinewood,
Hilltop
Christian, First Baptist, and JP2. So is JP2 going to the playoffs? I guess.
So.
Unless they boot them for a 5th team from the other region or something. Who knows with Skiza? But Pinewood in command. That one shook out pretty early. It was Pinewood, Hilton Christian, First Baptist, JP2. That was pretty clear how that was going to go. So then the 2A region, Hilton Head Prep. Did we talk about this today, boys?
Yeah,
I didn't get in on this conversation, but Hilton Head Prep, huge win today, won big, left no doubt, as we hope they would. They go to Hilton Head Christian next week, and I don't think that's a game that I expect them to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were competitive. after the way they played this week. But then again, I thought they'd be competitive last week, and they weren't. Or 2 weeks ago against JP2, and they weren't. So they've been a little bit inconsistent, but man, they brought it tonight.
Yep.
You think they got a
Certainly
shot against HHCA?
do.
Not really. They
No.
got smoked by JP2, and JP2 got beat badly by Christian. So transitive property would suggest no. But I think if they play the way they played at their best, they have a chance to hang in it. By the way, some of the stars in that Hilton Head Prep game, Wyatt Butler took the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. Brody Hauscher with a TD. Then Christian Academy scored one. Wyatt Harmer, QB Keep for a score. Davis Cargo with a rushing touchdown. It was 28-6 at halftime. 42 seconds before half, Wyatt Butler scored again. It was 35-6 at half. Anders Askeland with a touchdown, and then the Saints got one back. Anders again, and then Avon Lorenz to make it 56-13. So big time win for Prep on the afternoon delights. Let's see if I have this box score yet. It's May River. I'm eager to see this May River box score. Who did the most damage? Johnson?
Yeah, Johnson, but also
Yeah.
there was a
Duncan-
lot of Duncan as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the
Haskins
two
had a
guys on the
couple.
ground. He had a couple carries, but
He had that
Johnson,
grown man touchdown.
Yeah,
run. That was
Johnson.
big time.
Johnson set the tone for sure.
Uh-oh. There's
Ooh, we got
activity in the
Jesse.
green room. I think we may have him. I'm
Yeah.
seeing video over there. Let's see if we can get him in here.
Heck yeah.
We got you, Rayleigh?
Dude, why you setting me up? I was listening to the show.
Oh, you was listening to the show.
I
thought you was trying to
show.
I thought you was trying to get in the show.
No, you set me up. How you gonna set your boss up?
I was not trying to set you up. I thought you wanted in.
Man,
I
I'm
was
just
trying to
here for
get
the
you
good
in.
time.
Great win, buddy.
Man, that was fun. That was good.
I'm so excited. I told you before the game that the vibes today were different. I could feel it. There was a confidence and a camaraderie that's been lacking. Getting Trent and Jermaine back was just such a big emotional boost for the rest of the guys. And so tell us more about it. How'd it go down?
I mean, it's the first time since week 2 that we've had everybody on the field.
Right.
You know, we started the year with 3 seniors, and we haven't had 3 seniors since kickoff at Well Branch. And so, to get all 3 of those kids back today, I mean, it like you said, it just added a little pep in the step this week.
Yep.
And so, been a long season, a lot of adversity. Playing Bamberg with 13 guys. I mean, you're at the number 3 team in the state with 13 guys. And so just great team win. Miliano with the touchdown. Quarterback sneak to get things going. Hit Dylan Pryor on a 55-yard bomb.
Let's
get
go.
our second score. Jamonte Roberts took one about 55 yards. On a little inside handoff, and defense played well. We had to punt it. Got the ball back. Fortunate for us, their coach tried to run a 3rd down pass play. Jordan Pryor laid the wood to the quarterback. Lewis stepped into the ball. Interception. Hardyville came down. Look, Dylan Pryor made a great.
Oh shoot!
Catch.
Dylan Pryor made a great catch.
Lost you.
Breaking up on us.
Right, that set everything.
Oh shoot! You're breaking up on us, Rayleigh.
We lost you.
It's coming in and out. 45 yards, huh? I can't wait to see the video of it. Somebody got to have video of it. Well, we seem to have lost Rayleigh.
Yeah, I gotta see that kick. That was something special right there. I want to see
Efrain,
that.
I'm so happy for him, man. I'm so happy for him. He's a great kid. Rayleigh's been hyping him up, telling me that he's going to be the 1A soccer player of the year. And I believe it. I believe it, especially after to football is his second language, you know. So to be able to come over and have that success, and again, I'll plug the story that I wrote for Bluffton Sun that's upcoming next issue about Ian Kelly from Hilton Head Christian Academy, who made that same transition from
Mm.
soccer to football, and talked to me about the difficulty, the things that are different. So it's no joke for Ephraim to be able to make that transition and be able to make a kick of that length under pressure is big time. But you back, Rayleigh? We lost you for a
I'm
minute.
back, man. I'm back.
All right, you were telling us Dylan Pryor
so
made a big catch.
Dylan made a great catch, sideline going out of bounds. I mean, NFL 2 feet down. I mean, great catch.
Love it.
So right when we got the ball back, I said, Ephraim, where do you need it? Where do you need it? Where do you need it? And he said, Coach, get me to the 40. I said, Ephraim, that's a 57-yard field goal, brother. That's 57 yards, Come on. He was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about the end zone. So he was
he asked me the other
30.
day how long the end zone was. I told him
He
it was
said,
10 yards. He's like,
give
oh,
me to
okay.
the 30. Give me to the 30. No, I mean, just to show you, yes, Ephraim's a great soccer player. Last year, JV football, we're coming off the field. Ephraim was the kicker, from day one. And Ephraim said, Coach, I want to play football. And I said, Ephraim, you're playing football. He said, no, tackling and everything else. And so at some point last year in JV, Ephraim was our starting corner. He played some wide receivers. So, I mean, he's got a toughness. And if you watch him play defense on the soccer field at center back, that's the same mentality, he brings. He was hitting some great pregame. He's got his pregame routine, and he was just waiting. He knew his time was coming.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah.
So happy for him. So
Yep,
happy for him.
I'm
So
pumped.
happy for all the kids, man. And you're more inside it than I am, but I mean, just seeing them day after day and week after week,
Right.
it wears on you, man. Losing
Does.
sucks, and it wears on you. And those guys have really endured a lot. And like you said, 13 guys at Bamberg, it's crazy. But to be able to keep their heads up and keep playing, and it would have been easy for them to mail this one in, really, because Branchville was 7-1, and they figured that the next one was the one, that they had to win. That's the one you're looking ahead to is Allendale. So for them to come out and get this win tonight, I'm really impressed and really proud of those guys.
Well, we had a secret weapon today before we left. The goat
Lisa?
made a return trip to Jasper County. Coach Faber spoke to the boys.
Wait, Coach, who'd you say?
No, Coach.
You're breaking up again, bro.
Faber.
Coach Faber?
You want Faber?
Gosh, dang it. This is quite a cliffhanger we got here.
Yeah.
You back?
Hey, you got
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
So, Misael and Kingdom Touch, Pastor Lewis, and, Grazan, they did our pregame meal for us today. And so Coach Faber made an appearance to the Ville. And so he had a great speech for the guys, great pep talk for the guys. And so, I was the cheerleader tonight. I was the guy, kind of reminded them because it was up and down game. We were up, we were down. I mean, it was back and forth.
Man.
Like you said, and just kind of reminded the message that Coach told him told him this afternoon. So, hey, they got it done. They got it done.
Good stuff, man.
Homecoming next week. Next week.
Yes, sir. Bonfire Wednesday.
Justin Jarrett's first homecoming in 30 years, right?
Yeah. I mean, almost. Darn near. 28.
But, I want to hear more about that. I mean, just incredible game-winning kick to get the win, and just talk about what he's brought to this team and his the ice in his veins, going in there and making a game-winning kick, and his mentality this season, and how that soccer has led him so well to seizing those moments like that, and being a strong Strong guy with a strong leg.
Oh, might have lost him again.
We have
But
lost.
yeah, man. Thanks for joining us, Rayleigh. We appreciate you.
Thank
Get
you.
home safe, and
All right,
we'll
guys.
see you in Ridgeland on Monday.
All right, brother.
All right, Bubba.
Okay.
All right, good to talk with the boss, Blake Rayleigh, after a big win for the Canes. Welcome back, Max. You getting gremlined?
Thank you. Yeah, I had the gremlins. Don't know
You
what
got
happened.
gremlins?
All of a sudden, the Wi-Fi cut out. I've been having some weird Wi-Fi problems today, but we'll
Yeah.
do the best we
Well,
can through the rest of the
I said it was unfortunate that, that we didn't have the stream from Buford's Own tonight, but that doesn't mean we don't have the highlights. The highlights are posted, boys. Javon coming
There we
through.
go.
We got a little something to talk about. But first, commerce. We have the varsity sponsors of Lowco Sports, DDS Web Design, building, hosting, maintaining websites for businesses and nonprofits to get results. So if you want to get found online so you can do more and think bigger, go to ddshhi.com. Parker Law Group, serving legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties, and helping us shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes around the Loco. Dr. Ambrose Cole, our official chiropractor. He's at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton. You can find him there, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. And Reverence Wrestling Club is where you take your skills on the mat to the next level this season. Reverence Wrestling Club in Bluffton, the official wrestling sponsor of Lowco Sports and presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind. What? We should be live on Facebook, right? Oh shoot, it's not live. We are now. All right, cool.
Something was bugging.
Yeah, something was bugging out.
No.
All right, there we go. Yeah, Facebook's been weird lately. It's been not always connecting the first try for some reason. But here we go. We got some Buford's Own highlights from Whale Branch in Hampton County. Let's leave the volume on so we can hear Javon. Oh, I gotta turn it up more than that. No, I don't got no volume. There you go.
There we go.
The snap. The tackle wrapped up by a host of Warriors right after.
All right, Javon wants to join.
Yes. Come on, Javon, get in here.
We're getting him in. I'll be here shortly.
The handoff, he fumbles.
Oh.
He's gonna pick it back up. And Alonzo Allen's right there to stop.
Mistakes, man.
He said to ignore the score. He said ignore the scoreboard. It's wrong, and he would like to join to explain.
Handoff here.
Okay.
Big number 15. He's rumbling across the
Hey,
first down.
by the way, how good has Tristan gotten? I don't know if you guys have listened to him call a game lately, but this dude,
Yeah, he's been great.
He's
really good.
Fantastic.
He is getting better
really
all
good.
the time. He is working at the craft, and he has got a future.
Indeed.
Receivers at the top
I
of your
see that.
screen. Sanders alone back in the backfield. Sanders breaks up field.
Oh,
Sanders has some room.
Sanders.
Sanders going to be wrapped up at around the 25. Great carry.
Mandrell?
Big man.
Oh, my. They're running Mandrell Sanders up the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Terry's
That's a
pull
load
it.
to
Terry
bring
has a
down.
wide
Oh, there it
open
is.
man, and it is dropped.
Oh.
Oh, he dropped it. Oh my God! Come on, man. This is the other thing. Like, pass downfield. They got to do nothing.
Terry with
Yeah, they did what you wanted them to do. It worked that time.
Boys, yeah.
Worked that time.
Trips at the top of your screen here. Screen pass here to Davon Evans. And Davon Evans has some quickness. Davon Evans going to have enough for that first down.
I like Davon Evans. He's a good little defensive end, man. He's good. Good pass rusher. I like him.
He's got some speed to him, man.
He does.
Yeah. Move.
Ooh, Dayon.
Looks like he was wrapped up for a loss, and Dayon Brown somehow gets out that.
I like watching highlights.
Yeah.
It's like, well, honestly, Buford's Own highlights are great because it's more like a condensed game.
Yeah.
Like, he puts everything in there.
Yeah, it's
like 10 or 12 minutes, but it's like a condensed game. I feel like I
They've
see.
done a great job,
I
not
get
just with broadcast, but putting together these highlights so quickly, a short
Yeah.
turnaround, you get it.
There goes Dayon. Oh, you know what? I bet a touchdown was called back or something.
Hmm.
Maybe. I don't know. Was it 7-7 at this point? Did they just have one? Is that all we've seen? Yeah, they dropped the one that should have been a touchdown. I'm so tired, Joe.
Do we have stats for Singletary in this game?
What's that?
Do we have
No.
stats for Singletary in this game?
No, not yet. Probably tomorrow afternoonish.
Okay. Because he had a terrible week last week. I want to see how he did this week.
Take him back a little bit. He's going to get that yardage right back.
25 carries. You got to stay in, son.
Uh-oh.
Trips at the bottom of your screen here.
Got some highlights.
Hand off to Harris, and
Got
Harris
some more
is getting
highlights.
stopped in the backfield. Hand off here to Dayon Brown. Great blocking up front. Brown's going to bounce that to the outside. Going to make some move on the defenders, and he's going to fall forward for a first down. Longest 5 in enemy territory. Getting close. It's going to be 2:11 on the clock. And not able to change the clock due to the rough internet service, and that's going to be a hit.
Oh,
Back here on Hoover zone, 4th down and about 8.
Oh, I was looking for the video.
Go for it. Jamal Bowers is going to drop back.
Missed it.
Aaron Fields for the catch. He's going to step in front of Richard. And Jamal Bowers with the keeper. Bowers is going to fall forward.
Nice.
Bowers is in.
I gave him the lead.
And they're especially with
on top. Bowers.
Hampton County, that confidence going into their next week against Barnwell. That gives them the confidence to be, yeah, we can beat this team. We beat Hampton County.
Tried an onside?
Just dragging Warriors along with them.
Kind of like a squib kick, really.
He's going to
Yeah.
Richard this time. Richard has some space. Richard,
Oh.
They has some blocks up front. He's going to make some moves on some Warriors.
Oh, man, I thought that ball was out for a second.
Around the 25 zone. 30 seconds left here in the half. That big run by Richard putting.
He brought it out and around. It looked like he was reaching for it.
A curl route.
Oh, that was nice.
Wow.
They defended it well, though.
Yeah.
Good job by the DB there, staying home, not falling for it. And they tried a little squib.
Oh, I'm confused here. Wait, what happened here?
Yeah, I don't know. We missed
that's where
something.
the scoreboard.
We skipped ahead somewhere.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, Javon hanging out down
So
there.
he must have scored a field goal.
There he is. What's up,
Yo,
buddy?
yo, yo.
Keep going.
All right, so I have a question. Can you rewind those highlights? Rewind. Go back right that last play where he stepped out. Right there where you guys got confused. So, hook and ladder.
Yep, that was nice.
The clock stopped at the end of the second quarter because this was all. The clock stopped with 6 seconds left. We were shocked. I didn't hit the replay button. I was shocked. We were shocked before it happened. So it stopped with 6 seconds left, and we thought he was out. He did the signal to stop the clock. But then by the time they got the ball set, they rolled the clock. So Hampton County tried to hurry up and set a field goal. There was zeros on the clock. Everybody saw it. And they counted the field goal. So, yeah, of course, Hatch and everybody was upset, but 10-14.
Gotcha.
Got it, yeah.
Ultimately didn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, but
Right.
They was mad as hornets about it in the moment.
yeah, of course, in the moment, especially the momentum they were trying to hold on to at that point.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, Javon, how did Singletary look in this game? Did he look like Jalen Singletary or
Agent Zero?
Will Branch able to hold him down a bit?
So that's the first score of many, and this is the second week in a row that we've seen one team allow 14 in the first half and then rattle off 30 unanswered points. Singletary's gonna break one here in a moment. But yeah, he looked like Singletary. He's got some big runs, but they were letting Richard kind of have a night too. They were kind of sharing the load.
There you go. That's Agent Zero.
one man to beat. Jamal Bauer chasing.
Oh no! Oh,
goodbye.
that was an Agent Zero run right there. Shook him off his feet.
I
Yeah,
told you he was
gotta
he was coming.
Oh, man, Kick is good.
But
Yeah, my question's been answered then.
Yeah, yeah. He was like, you could have just said, just wait, just wait. You'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, hold on a second. It's coming.
I like
Don't
these
worry.
little squibs.
it's coming. But you know, the biggest story in this game though is that Branch can't pass the ball.
No.
Like it's not a like they don't because they're a run team. It's a they can't.
Attack this opportunity, try to target
It
side.
it's a they can't. And you'll see it a couple plays in here. They got behind the sticks, and I remember last week you were talking about May River and that lost Hilton Head, and they ran the ball on a 4th and 8. They ran the ball on a 4th and 12.
Oh,
Like that was just terrible. And then when they started throwing it, it was the end of the game. It was too late.
Ouch. Yeah, you got to be multi-dimensional. You just can't, especially if you get behind. You just can't count on only being able to run the ball when you're playing from behind.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing that doesn't show, and that's what when the runs were working in the first half, they were working. But when the game got tight between both and Hampton started clamping down on defense, the difference when there was a little bit of a stalemate for a while was that whenever Hampton County needed to throw, they want to run, but whenever they needed to throw that one pass on 3rd or 4th and long, they were able to make it. Well, Branch wasn't.
Yeah. Yep.
And that was the difference last week with Hampton County. I feel like Hampton's coaching staff was a little hesitant with throwing the football on 3rd down, and it's why
CT
in the second
Yeah.
half.
That was a good pull by CT.
There you go.
They want him to pull it more.
He's gonna. I tell you what, I went to town on Chris Terry last week after what I saw from the second half of that Barnwell game. He looks so much better in this game, and I like how they decided to throw a little bit more than they did last week. This is what I talked about all week long. I was like, I wanted to see more of that passing game that they have because it works. And it works well because then it opens up that running game. And it shows here tonight because, I mean, after that first half, the second half, they really, really opened up that running game and was able to have that passing game incorporated. Good.
And that was
electric.
It didn't go back far enough on that one, but that was when 4th quarter they started trying to pass it late in the 4th. It's lower time than this. It's like 4 minutes probably or so at this point. But they tried to throw the ball and pick 6 to Davis.
He's got a couple of those this year. At least 2, maybe 3.
Oh, they're going.
He's,
look at this.
He can make some
look
big
at
plays.
This. The onside.
Oh.
Oh, that was close. Oh boy, that was close. My goodness.
That pick 6 was the second too. Well, not the second pick 6, but there was another throw that they tried to look for a pass interference on, and it just hit the defender in the back. It was just short. It wasn't pass interference. It was just they just hit him in the back. The defender was turned all the way around, but it hit him in the back. It was just a terrible throw. It was just bad.
Yeah.
Right on. So big win for Hampton tonight.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I was just filling space.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I like from those highlights. This is what I wanted to see them do against Barnwell. I know Barnwell's a really good team. They got a really strong defense, but the way they played that second half is really how I wanted Hampton to come out in the second half last week.
Yeah.
Open up that passing game, which will open up that running game, make that running game more effective. And when all those are working well together, not many teams are going to be able to beat Hampton County that. And it showed because that first half against Whalebridge a little bit iffy. You come out in the second half, you start opening up that running game, you get the passing game incorporated into it, and it was a much better looking Hampton County team than last week. I know that Barnwell team is really good, but I didn't think going into that game Hampton had a chance to beat Barnwell, and they didn't capitalize on opportunities, especially on 3rd and 4th down, where
Yeah,
they run the football instead of
and
maybe trying to
turnovers
go
as
for a
well.
downfield throw.
Yeah, it's just a couple of plays that really went against Hampton County in that game. But Branch kind of, I mean, good for them for showing up and making it interesting. Although Hampton County was able to find enough to put them on top there, but yeah, I still think Hampton County hasn't played their best game, and you talk about they lost some key important guys from last year, but you still have a good core from last year's team. So I still think Hampton County has potential to do some big things coming up in the playoffs, but they'll have to do it on the road. They won't have the opportunity to have that home field throughout like they would have if they had beaten Barnwell. But that's the way it goes. So I'm still optimistic about what the Canes can do. Never gonna doubt.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they definitely got a good squad
program.
on that side.
That's program, no doubt. I got a couple more highlights. Here we
By
go.
the way, fan interference, game 1 of the World Series. Guy right at the wall caught a Labor Torres blast that ended up being a double. Yeah, the guy stuck his glove over the fence and caught the ball. They ruled, they put him at second base. So fan interference, the call.
Love to see it.
Let's say I saw you had a.
Here we go.
Here's
a Hardyville highlight. Jamonte Roberts' 58-yard touchdown run.
Let's see, I saw you had Rayleigh on and Bush comment and got that monkey off the back.
Yeah, there go Jamonte. Boom.
Jamonte. Yeah.
Let's hope his mama don't say nothing she ain't supposed to say. Never do know. I got a couple others.
I wanted to hear your thoughts on Javon. I want to hear your thoughts on this on 6-4A, this region with the results tonight. May River looking strong over Beaufort. Bishop England edging Bluffton
with the win.
We're up late, so Bluffton May River the big one. I just want to hear your early thoughts on that matchup and the state of that region, Javon.
Listen, it's up in the air, man. It's what you want it to be. You know, you love great teams, but also you want a great division. I think is a lot better because at this point it gets competitive. Who knows how they compare to the rest of the state? But as far as the competitiveness in this region, especially you've seen them, each team at some point has, with the exception of Beaufort, against Colleton, each team has blown out somebody throughout their schedule before they got into region play. Then they've dominated, and now you get to this point, and now it's like you don't know who the good team is. You know what I'm saying? You thought it was May River, they lose to Hilton Head, and then Bishop England, they lose a couple, and now they're beating up on some teams now. So it's kind of a three-way toss up. So it's definitely going to come down to those to the end. It might come down to some tiebreakers at the end here.
It might. It very well might. We're gonna have to get on top of what those tiebreakers are this week so we can get ahead of it. I got to feel Hilton Head looked really good tonight again. May River bounced back in a big way tonight as well. They looked really good against Beaufort. Here's a few Thaddeus Zarnecki highlights for you. I like Thaddeus Zarnecki.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dog. He's a dog for Hilton Head. Runs out of a tackle, cuts it back, gets a block. He gone.
Yeah, we're gonna see them next week versus Beaufort. I because of the state of Beaufort, I thought about flexing it, but this is the only coverage we'll have a Hilton Head this year, so I got to stay there.
There goes Zarnecki again into the end zone, and I think we got one more.
I was about to say, let's say there he goes again.
Zarnecki going the other way this time, and
Jesus.
going all the way again. Big night.
So some quick little legs, man.
Yeah. I
It's
am.
tough.
I'm quite proud of what this Hilton Head team is doing. They've really come out of nowhere and have shocked a good amount of these region teams and just have been playing some terrific football, especially in the ground game, and that defense has been shutting some quality squads down. So it's all in front of them still. I know they lost to Bishop England, but Beaufort, I definitely think they'll take care of, and then they'll get their chance against Bluffton.
Yeah,
that's what it come down to. It would have been more interesting if Buford, made some plays, man, but they just got
So
too much personnel injuries.
Hilton Head will be big Bobcat fans this next week because if Bluffton beats May River, no, that's not right. No, because then they'd end up tied. No, they'll be May River fans. They need May River to win and then them to beat Bluffton because they need it to be a 3-way tie, not a 2-way tie. If it's just them and Bishop England, they're out.
Yeah.
But May River wants Hilton Head to lose. May River needs to win and then Hilton Head to lose. So that Bluffton has 2 losses, Hilton Head has 2 losses. It's May River and Bishop England. May River wins the head-to-head.
And then it'll go to the whoever's fourth gets that RPI. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So Hilton Head needs, but they can't end up tied with only Bishop England. Correct. Hilton Head doesn't want to end up tied with only Bishop England. That would be bad for them.
We have 4 teams, 1 loss. Yeah.
4 teams with 1 loss.
Who does Bishop England have next?
They have Colleton as the only team they have left, so they're going to end with 1 loss.
Oh,
yeah.
And then either Bluffton or Hilton Head will lose. Either Bluffton or May River will lose.
Yeah, so somebody's season's gonna get real sad real fast.
Really, dude.
So Bluffton could still end up, in 4th if they lost the next 2.
Yeah.
So, it's gonna be. There's a lot of different possibilities yet.
I love it because
Libby was told there will be no math, but he was told wrong because there's always math.
I love it because I love explaining it.
The number of spreadsheets that I've made over my career that explained all the different scenarios that could come into play the last week of the season. There's always math, brother. Yeah. There's always math. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. That's about all I got.
I got a question though, since we're here though, with the RPI we're talking about scheduling. I know it goes I know it's the first 3, then it goes RPI, and then it goes at large RPI. How does the at large thing work?
Again? So it goes. So the first 3 are also sorted by RPI. So all the 1 seeds will be seeded by RPI 1, 2, 3. And
I got that part.
2 seeds will be and then through the 3s. And then I believe it's just the RPI. I think there's lower state at-larges and there's statewide at-larges, I think. But I'm not.
Yeah, because I saw there was 1 through 3, then it was 3 other teams RPI, and then it was at-large RPI. Like it specifically said on that 1 at-large RPI. And I'm like, how does the at-large?
I think it would just be the next highest ranked team. The next highest ranked team that wasn't in yet. Basically.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have the top 3 that make it from each region. Then it's just whoever's seed the highest.
The next best 4 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
Indeed. Because going into tonight, Bishop England was. Oh, that's girls volleyball. I do that.
Playoffs. Want to talk about playoffs?
No, but still, in football, Bishop England was still 4th going into tonight. They still had the highest RPI in the region.
Who, Bishop England?
Yeah, May River was 10th, Hilton Head was 16th, Bluffton was 18th. So we'll see how that changes tonight. Bishop England would stay at the top, you would think, because they won. So
that plays out pretty good for the top 4 teams that RPI that high up, 18. Good chance they still make it.
Yeah, I would think that whoever finishes 4th will get in. I don't think Buford will get in because they're
Well, look, I didn't
30th right now. I don't think it'll Buford go 5 deep for us, but we should get 4th team in. But I mean, I guess it's not a guarantee anymore that you get a 4th team in, right?
Yeah,
Colleton, they're on the next page.
All right, only the top 3 are guaranteed their spots.
I love it. I love the whole RPI thing.
I think it's
'Cause-
a big improvement. I think they need to tweak the RPI formula a little bit. I think it's a little heavy on strength of schedule. But I think it's better. It's definitely better than the way it was before. But they'll
Yeah.
tweak that formula a little, I'm sure.
Yeah, because sending a 1-9 team 3 hours away to lose 40 to the Friday, like, that's just a waste of everybody's time and money.
And a
right
lot of
there.
times it's a 1-9 team that the school don't need to be spending no budget on sending nobody anyway. You know, like
Yeah, exactly.
it's gonna be better. It's gonna be better. So, well, hey, I think that's about it, boys. We got through all the scores tonight. Everything. I think we got them all in there. And I'm real tired. So let's shout out that Lowco
Sounds good.
Booster
Going to
Club
sleep.
and let's shout out the Lowco Booster Club and do our parting thoughts. We got the Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Court with Charter One Realty. They want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. Eagle Creations has promotional items and custom apparel. Go see them on Argent Boulevard to see what they can do for you. Jay's Barber Shop is the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. Go in for the conversation. Come out looking stylish at Jay's Barber Shop. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country will get your floors so clean your feet will thank you. Hudson's Seafood House on the Docks is a great spot on Hilton Head Island to grab seafood cocktails and a sunset. And they're the presenting sponsor of Under the Bus on the Lowco Media Network. And Hurricane Sports Cafe is a great spot in Hampton. If you're hungry or thirsty, stop in and say hi to our friends at Hurricanes. Tell them Lowco sent you. Parting thoughts. We'll go with our guest first, Javon. Parting thoughts from tonight.
Parting thoughts from tonight. I would say Wes is going to love this. I think I'm on the powder blue Seahawk train.
Oh,
all right. It's on the Seahawk
Check
train.
it out. And that's because
I got a good seat on that bandwagon preseason.
Yeah, you know me. I was just saying, like I said, I haven't seen it happen. It has to happen for me. I had to see somebody beat Buford just because of just the record over history. And now that that's happened, it's like, all right, cool. Who's the best? And you're looking around, and the only thing I've seen is I've seen Hilton Head. I've seen them run it and win. I've seen them pass it and win. And I've seen the defense bear down. Everybody else does it in their own one-dimensional kind of way, their strengths. I've seen Hilton Head do it in multiple ways, and that puts my money in the Hilton Head pot.
That's a really, really good insight there, I think, because that has been the Achilles for a couple of these teams is that if you take that one thing away, they can't beat you. And you're right, Hilton Head has been a very multi-dimensional team this year. They'll kick field goals and beat you too. You know, I mean, they can do it. It's a really complete football team. It's really solid. Max, what you got, buddy? What you watching, Max?
Max
trying to find lit in his pocket.
Max, you got a parting thought?
I'm looking at a couple things.
Oh, okay. You need a
Don't
minute?
freeze.
I think
Trying to freeze and get out of it.
you done. Can I
Go.
So I think Bluffton. I don't know what to expect out of this region anymore. You know, with that one, if Bluffton would have been Bishop England, I would have said I think Bluffton right now, going into tonight, if they would have won, would have the best chances of winning this region. I think they have the clearest road ahead, despite the fact they have to play Mayberry and Hilton Head. They have the best outlook if they win out. Now, you look at this region, and you don't know what because you now have teams sitting all with one loss. This next week is going to be crucial, especially for Hilton Head. I think I'm going to agree with us and Javon. I am on that train Hilton Head right now. I like how they're playing. They're looking really good. They beat a top-ranked team in May River. Now about to go and face Bluffton to finish off the season.
They got Buford
I
first.
think we're Hilton Head sitting, but it's a tough road ahead. I think it will be Buford. I don't see them losing. I think Buford's lost all hope on. I'm sure they're going to fight this game. I just don't see them losing to Buford.
I don't either.
For
Buford
that
looked
reason, I think
defeated
Hilton Head
tonight.
getting the playoff spot.
Yeah. Oh, they're getting a playoff spot for sure.
They should at this point.
Whether they get the
You know,
1 seed is
here,
really the
all right,
question.
Right.
no
You're
flags
gremlining.
right now.
You're gremlining.
I'd love to.
Wes,
Yeah.
before we get to Wes, we have a special guest with a parting thought. Fresh off the broadcast with WHHI, we got Marcus Walsh. What's up, buddy?
Right.
Hey guys, I know I
So
saw a
you,
couple of you out there tonight at
indeed.
the HHCA JP2 game. Did Misa happen to join you at all tonight?
I
No.
saw Misa over at May River tonight. He laid down a challenge for you last night. Remind the folks who were not with us last night what the challenge was.
It was last week, and he put a challenge out there for me to say, and I'm gonna actually have to get it up on my phone real quick because I can't
You
actually
can't
remember off the top of my head.
you can't do it from memory at this point.
That's
You said
that's what
you wrote
happens
it in several times.
when you have a long day. Oh, come on. Be kind to the babies; they do good for you. That was the challenge from Misa to me to say that,
Be
and
kind to the
I
babies.
got it
They do
in
good for you. That's
multiple
good.
times.
3 times I was told that
Yes,
you worked in. Be good to the babies. Be kind to the babies. They are good for you.
yeah.
This was all in reference
I
to freshmen, I believe.
yes. It was
Who are
actually
good to the
one.
babies
It was one freshman
in
um,
particular.
from HHCA that ended up having himself one of the receivers that ended up having himself a pretty good game,
All right.
catching a few balls. But kudos to both teams. Obviously, the first half was a little interesting. 14-0 HHCA led at the first half end, and Ron Peduzzi went in there for sure to talk to his guys, and by talk, he laid a challenge out for them, and they came out and they really played much better in the second half. Few lot less mistakes, and I tell you what, it was a good night for HHCA, especially in that second half. But JP2 again, it was a lot of the same stuff that we saw against THA last week, or that I saw against THA last week. They just couldn't quite finish, but you give them a lot of credit for playing really hard throughout, and they were able to score. It was about the same time they scored last week against THA. They missed the extra point, so they ended up going down 42-6, and unfortunately they
Right.
could not score with having the football for about the final 69 seconds or so. I thought maybe they could make it a 42-13 game like we saw earlier in the year, but they just couldn't quite get it done. That's a good team. It's a team that competes. It's a team that fights. They just don't quite have enough, like we've said all season, especially on the offensive end. And I mentioned to Ron Peduzzi in my interview with him at the end of the game before Daniel ended up talking to Reed McCullough, who was our player of the game. I mentioned right before we went to break, I said, talk a little bit about next week's game against Hilton Head Prep, and the guys immediately just started making noise. They started getting loud and psyched for that game, because that game's always special. Excuse me, regardless of the situations with the teams.
Right.
Obviously, this year we've talked about it a lot that Hilton Head Prep's vastly improved.
Yes.
So
Big win today.
that should be a
A
great
big
game
win.
next week, and a huge win for them, certainly. Again, we've got a little bit of the unique situation at WHHI. I believe the majority of us, myself included, will be at the Bluffton Bowl next week.
That's
I
a
saw that
big.
Bluffton got beat. May River with a
Yep.
huge win over Buford.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting. The other game that we will be filming next week is THA BA, and I
Yeah.
saw both those teams with huge wins
One
today.
thing.
If that's the case, that the majority of us are at May River Bluffton next week, we will probably air THA BA maybe the week of the 15th. So that would be after
Oh,
the Bridge Bowl within the postseason, I think would be the plan. Because
ESPN Classic.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That'll be it essentially. Because I know we will not broadcast any live playoff action.
Right.
So that'll be
Javon will,
kind of a
though.
treat to get ready for the postseason.
Javon will pass the hat and go on the
All right.
road to the playoffs.
Good deal.
He'll keep us in the
Not
lead.
to say that based off what happens, I might get out and do a little moonlighting for you guys.
We're counting on it, brother.
Depending on the situation, how things are looking. I'm going to be pretty busy towards the end of November, so we'll just have to see if I can make it work.
You slamming energy drinks at 11:19, Bo?
Oh, me?
Javon? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's how I go to sleep.
That's crazy.
Buford owns the playoffs, Libby said.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's the way things are looking in the next couple of weeks for us. And then, of course, to finish off our regular season schedule, or I should say the middle game of those final few is Bridge Bowl Take 3. It's going to be the third time I've done a cold open for that thing.
At least one team will
Take
be
3,
playing
let's
for
roll.
a share. At least one team will be playing for a share of a region title in that game. So most likely, unless something very weird happens next week.
But
yeah, it'll be a fun next few weeks.
So Wes, what's your parting thought, bud?
Yeah, well, you guys have kind of hit on a bunch of things.
A lot of stuff.
But I'm going to go back to Hardyville and your Hurricanes, because what a gutsy win over a team. Like that's not an easy win. And to see
top 10, number 10 team in 1A, baby.
Yeah,
knocked them down.
Yeah, that is a phenomenal achievement for Hardyville, and to see it happen with that game-winning kick. Just what a great scene, memory for these kids, and just really
remember the name, Efrain Tinoco.
Really, really proud of what that team is doing. That's just a big win you can build on. Everybody will have that ingrained in their minds, saying that we can play well and we can shock people if we play at our highest abilities. So it's a and I just can't wait to see the energy that's going to be over there on Tuesday, to see all the excitement after that win and all those players fired up and just ready for what the future's going to hold this Hardyville team. So just really proud of what you've done for that program, JJ, bringing renewed energy.
I ain't done nothing.
Hey,
you're the hype train, you're the media guy, bro.
I give them pep talks all the time, actually. I do. I've had some heart-to-hearts with a couple of guys where we had to talk about, like the things that coaches need to tell players. We do talk about those things in the classroom. So I'm not taking any credit for what happened tonight, but I certainly hope that I'm helping to change the mindset a little bit, I mean, just having another person saying the right things can definitely help. But I ain't had nothing to do with this win tonight. They did. The boys and the coaches took care of this. But, looks like they'll probably have to go on the road to Lakeview in the playoffs if they win next week. But we'll see what we can do. What you cracking up about, Javon?
No, Walsh forgot he was on the podcast. He started wandering in the background.
Oh, Marcus, you're going walkabout?
Yeah, he disappeared and then he popped away far away and walked across the back and then came back and was just like popped in. I was like,
well, I got a couple highlights to piggyback on your
by the way,
last one here. Yes. A couple more Hardyville highlights. Here's the 65-yard touchdown pass. Emiliano Santiago letting it rip.
Woo!
Let's go.
Whoa.
That's our shortstop and pitcher. Dylan Pryor runs under it for the touchdown.
Woo-wee.
Yes, sir. Millie.
It's always nice to see a pretty pass, man.
This is the pass to Dylan. This was the NFL catch that set up the game-winning field goal.
Ooh.
That was pretty special. Go back shoulder fade. Dylan's fired up.
This is real George Pickens like.
Was it 50 yards through the air? Let's watch again and see how far through the air it was.
This is George Pickens-esque.
Yeah, it was. Over the shoulder. So it's 65. He's catches it on the
But I'm gonna have
25,
to watch our show on
25,
YouTube because I can't see
15,
the clip.
40. It was
I gotta
40
watch
plus in
the one.
there. I don't know if it was 50. Oh, womp
Man.
womp. Max
Dude,
is
my
gremlining.
Wi-Fi.
But that was my parting shot right
Yeah,
there.
dude.
Was just more Hardyville Hurricanes. So Misa can start up his conspiracy theories again about
By
the
the way,
Hurricane conspiracy.
it's the 10th inning and the Yankees are up 3-2 over the Dodgers right now.
Oh, they just scored. I saw Jazz steal second.
Yeah, they just
I didn't
scored.
see the run score. Dang it. Come on, Dodgers. But hopefully it goes 7. Goosey Hurricanes allowed to use a cannon on offense. Yeah, Millie checking it deep. That was good to see, man.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, great night tonight, boys. Great work. I agree with Kevin Libby. He said that he's proud of Team Lowco. You boys bring everyone together
Yes,
for
indeed.
the good stuff. Indeed, Team Lowco growing all the time. Buford's Own, WHHI, great partners in the community endeavor to shine a light on these kids and let people know what's going on in our community. But the good things happening. There's a lot of bad in our community. There's a lot of kids who are choosing to do the wrong things and suffering the consequences. So, I think it's important that we shine a light on these kids who are dedicating themselves to being the best they can be at whatever it is they choose to do, representing their teams, their schools, their communities well. They deserve it, man. We need more like them.
Yeah, man, and you gotta bring it in, man. I talk to the kids sometimes, and I ask them. I said, the reason why I go so hard for it is because I need y'all to do something. Because you ask them, what do you do? Like back in the day when you wanted to go somewhere as a kid, you had the movies, you had the skating ring, you had the bowling alley, you had the what do you do now? There's nothing. At least on this side, on the Buford side, Hilton Head, I know they still got Station 300 in the movies over there, but there's nothing over here, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to do something to get the kids involved. Get them into sports, man.
Yep. Amen. Keep them distracted. Keep them busy.
Yeah.
Keep them focused on and keep them just in a positive environment that is built on helping you better yourself. Like that. That's what sports is all about. That's all it is dedicating yourself to being the best you can be at something. And when you take that same mentality and mindset from sports to literally anything, you have the same impact, the same results. The more you focus on it, the more you put in the work, the more you focus on the little details and little things and getting it right, the better you get. So I truly believe that you are doing your children a major disservice if you don't get them into sports. Even if they say they don't want to, they may not want to, make them try it. And if they don't like it, they don't need to do it anymore. But they're going to like it. It's fun. You get to be with
Find
your
the
friends
sport.
and play games. It's great.
Find the right sport. Don't throw them
There's
all in
one for
soccer.
you. There's one for you. Yeah. Amen. Amen to that. Not everybody's cut out for soccer.
Yeah, that's what
The
they do.
ADHD kids need something different, I think. But I don't know. But there's a sport for everyone, man. I mean, I saw a little kid that he wanted to be a baseball player, but he wasn't. He couldn't do it
Yeah,
for whatever reason. But you know what? He's a really good fencer, and he's a really good lacrosse goalie.
that's what he does.
Yeah,
He's really good at it. You know.
I saw. I was about to say I saw a video too of a little girl, and that's where I got it from. Part of it too is like it was a little girl. She was out there playing. There's out there soccer practice, and she's out there doing gymnastics, like practicing flips. And it's like you pay attention to your kid, man. Your kid's obviously not a soccer player. Put her in gymnastics. That's what she wants to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I had one go the other way. She was in gymnastics for a while, and then she decided she was done. So now she plays softball. So
That's it. Yeah.
you know, when you hit when it ain't fun anymore, you go do something else. You may find something you love and you're great at. So, well, great show tonight, boys. Appreciate all your help. Always a fun time hanging out with you guys. And thanks to all of our friends who helped us out with scores tonight. Allie Daly, great reporting from the Hilton Head Prep game. Appreciate you. We had all kinds of people shipping in. Dan Squin was helping out when he didn't realize you were there yet, Wes. All kinds of friends in the Discord. Thanks for keeping us in the loop. Thank you, Kevin Libby. We appreciate you, buddy. Thanks to all of our sponsors, especially the OGs, the originals, the All-Stars, Mickelson Law Firm, Hilton Head Christian Academy sponsors. Big win for them tonight. Thanks to all of you who showed up to listen or watch, especially those of you in the comments. Thanks to Coach Rayleigh for jumping in with us and for hooking us up with all the video to celebrate the Canes. Thanks to the guys who tagged us in their highlights on Twitter already, so we could go ahead and show them. Everybody doing their part. We appreciate you. You made it a great show. We're gonna call it a night. We'll be back. You doing the Sand Sharks Sunday? Sand Shark Rewind?
Yeah, I believe so. Well,
Most
we got
likely.
another big soccer match coming up
Yeah.
on Saturday at Clayton State. Hopefully they could rebound from a tough
on.
loss earlier this week. So yeah,
Mhm.
and got some good golf to talk about as well. I think we had a
Yeah, absolutely. And basketball, the men play tomorrow night at Georgia State, a little exhibition. So you'll have something to talk about there too. So yeah, heating up for the Sand Shark Rewind Sunday night. Be on the lookout. Check your latest listings. And Monday night we'll be back for Lowco Sports Lowdown. So until then, from Axel Raj, Javon Livingston, and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. See you next time. Go Lowco.